Hello friends, welcome to Hook to Knot. In today's tutorial, I'm going to tell you how to do a basic granny square top. I'm taking Ganga Crypto yarn and 3.5 mm or 6 number hook. To start with, I pull the yarn from center, make a magic ring, make 2 chains. So this will be counted as our first DC. Now 2 more DC in the magic ring. So 3 DC, 2 chain, 3 DC, total 4 clusters of 3 DC, and after 2 chains we will slip stitch into the third chain of the first DC here. This completes my first round, but I will slip stitch into next 2 stitches and go into the next 2 chain space. Now I'll make 3 chains which will be counted as my first DC. Again 2 DC, 2 chains, 3 DC in the same space, one chain, and again 2 clusters in the next chain space. So my trick to the granny square top is in the corner 2 chains and in between spaces 1 chain. End of row 2, slip stitch into the first cluster that we started with. Again I'll do 2 more slip stitches and go into the corner space of 2 chains. See this. This completes my third line. Again I will slip stitch into next 2 stitches and go into the corner chain 2 space. Likewise I will continue and make the required width. After creating the granny square of required width, I counted the chain spaces. In this case they are 20. So these 20 chain spaces I will divide as 7 for shoulder 1, 6 for the neckline, 7 for the shoulder 2, and I'll start working on it. This is where I am. So after slip stitch and 2 more slip stitches, I am in the corner space. Now I'll chain 3 and 2 more DC in the same chain space. Chain 1, chain 1, next chain space, chain 1, next chain space, likewise I'll cover the 7 chain spaces. This would be my line 1. Now on this I will have to have 4 more lines and one side of shoulder to make the neckline. It will be 5 lines total. I'm done with second line now. So to start with third line, what I'll do is chain 3, which will be counted as my first DC, then 2 DC in the first chain space, and follow the pattern. So chain 1 after each cluster, and in the end also there will be 3 DC in the last chain space. We are done with the first part of neckline and shoulder. Now I will bind off the yarn and attach it for the next side. For the other side, I am attaching the yarn from neck side to the shoulder side. So from inward to outward, and again I'll do the same thing. So 5 lines on the 7 clusters. How my piece will look after both the necklines are done. Now I'll show you how to join the shoulder portion. So these are the 2 shoulders which I have to join. I'll pull the loop and make first SC. We are going to make SC in all DC spaces, and we will make one SC in the chain 1 space also. So I am holding both the portions together, pulling up a loop, single crochet, now after 3 DC we have this chain 1 space. So here I am doing 1 SC and again continuing further. Joining shoulder with SC will give little strength to our garment, and the finish will be very good. It will look very neat. Few people do it with stitching also. If you are comfortable doing with stitching, do that also. But I like to do it with single crochet. This is how the shoulders will look when they are stitched with single crochets. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this would be my 9th space where I will join the yarn. First stitch is always with the short end, and then we continue. So chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. After chain 4, directly go into the next chain space, 3 DC, one chain, 3 DC. Likewise, we continue our pattern. I have made this 4 chain or this space intentionally because it will be easy for me to stitch in the end. This is how my sleeve will start looking now, and my required length for the sleeve is 10 inches. Now please understand, granny square tops do not have exact shoulder. So see how much excess shoulder you have with the granny square width, and then accordingly adjust the sleeve length. Sleeve height I needed for my top was 10 inches. So approximately 20 lines. So what I have done is 18 lines in pattern. In the 19th line, I have not taken chain 1 in between the clusters, and last line is my line of half double crochet, HDC. So 18 lines in pattern, 19th line without chain in between the clusters, and last line or the 20th line is one line of HDC. After doing both the sleeves, now I will join the yarn to the bottom part of the squares and do the lines in pattern till the time I reach required height. So for my top, I am doing 27 inches height, which means approximately 8 inches of height I need to add to the top. So around 16 lines I will do. This is how my final granny square top looks. What I have done additional is I have put a line of single crochet around neck, and we Indians generally like to have the side slits for the tops. So I have put a line of single crochet around the slit and the sides also. Thank you for watching this video, and I wish you make more and more